left the house without a jacket for the first time in months this morning. Winter had been hanging around long enough that I'd stopped expecting it to end, but today it felt like it might. Grand Avenue was mostly empty still. Restaurants and shops preparing for the day. Hours away from opening, but already in motion. Street art passing by. I've ridden this stretch enough times that I could probably do it without thinking. But there's always something new to catch. The streets keep changing, and so does the ride.
See that skid?
I met up with Chris this morning.
Do you want to go this way? Yeah, let's go that way.
We ride together pretty regularly, but that slowed down a little once the snow came in. It's been a few months since we've actually gotten out together. We headed up toward Old Town with Society Coffee as the loose destination. Neither of us had been before, and we were just rolling in that direction without a route in mind. On the way, we briefly dipped into the loop, the buildings getting taller as we crossed the bridge. It always feels like a different version of the city once you cross that river. It's denser and louder. Different types of people there. And more of them.
2 or 3. That's not on the side, is it?
Most of my rides stay west of it, so crossing over always feels like a short visit somewhere else. We cut back out the other side and kept heading north.
We showed him.
We landed at Washington Square Park along the way,
Crosswalk up here.
the one at Dearborn in Delaware. The leaves hadn't come back yet, and the sun was coming through the branches in a way it won't be able to once they do. Chris's bike is a 1990 Fuji Saratoga, which is a less common touring model that was only made for 3 years. He first built it up in 2017 and converted it to 650B.
Yeah. Let's look at the map and figure out where exactly it is we are going.
No. Chiller?
Do Schiller.
Let's
Schiller.
do Chiller.
Either way is fine.
There's a version of this where you map out the whole day in advance. Every stop planned, every route decided before you even leave. I've tried that and it works, but it tends to make the ride feel like an itinerary. Like you're just moving between checkboxes. This felt better. Hanging out in the park, squinting at a map on my phone, loosely agreeing on the direction of coffee. Society Coffee was the second stop for the day. I got an orange cortado, and it came with an actual slice of orange, which I appreciated. Chris got a matcha latte. We hung out and chatted for a bit before heading out. On the way out, we met a dog named Peach. And Peach loved attention. We unlocked the bikes and kept moving towards a plant shop we passed on the way up. Green ink came up the same way a lot of good stops do. We rode past it and decided to slow down. When we got inside, the owner was mid-conversation with one of his employees.
That's the thing about
It looks so well, doesn't he? And I don't mean picture pronouncing, I mean the visual outcome of it all is not attractive. It's like a cheap suit. It's like that.
Which is fine. It's an okay process. All right, let's roll. That was cool. I'm glad we stopped.
Some places have an energy that's already in motion when you arrive.
Thank you for paying attention.
You don't add to it, you just move through it carefully and take it in.
What kind of a mess is this?
Good, but still a little yuppie. Not bad.
Yeah,
At least the architecture's interesting.
exactly. That's the redeeming quality. One of them. Do you want to stop at Dialtone, by the way?
I'd like to check it out.
Let's go. We're doing pretty good on time. Not that I have a time limit.
Where do you want to be?
Nowhere.
Dialtone wasn't part of the plan, but we had time and no real reason not to other than being slightly over-caffeinated. I got a black coffee and Chris got a chai latte.
This is my point. Your personality would be like, go show me the shoes, and my personality would be like,
The bollard and
The truth is, because we're locking our bikes.
Eventually, the ride narrows back down to the direction you need to go. At some point, you stop deciding where to go next and start pointing the bikes back toward home. The stops fall behind you one by one. The conversations taper off. The city starts to look a little more familiar again. Streets you recognize and the same turns you make most days. There's something clarifying about that last stretch home. The wandering part of the ride slowly giving way to the routine of getting back. Riding through a city tends to do that. It keeps handing you the next thing. One block turns into the next. One stop into another. You share a part of it with people and then eventually head off in different directions again.
We'll see. You turning here? Later, brother.
I think that's why I keep coming back to the bike as the way I move through all of it. It keeps you inside the day rather than just passing through it. The last stretch to home, the city still moving around me, the day already becoming something else. Thanks for riding with me again. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other, and I'll see you on the next one.